Good morning, good evening, and good night. After a pretty long time of waiting with impatient people everywhere you look, on your right, your left, above you, below you, in your walls, Wave 5 of the Booster Course Pass finally released. It was a pleasant surprise in a good way, especially that track selection. Not only that, but in mid-June, we also got a teaser for Wave 5 for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now in this video, as you can probably tell, I'll give my own thoughts and opinions on the tracks in Wave 5, and just it overall. For me, Wave 5 was very fun. So fun in fact, I decided to make a video of it. Totally because I didn't have any other ideas, and the ideas I do have I'll save for later. Now, I'll split this video into some parts. First of all, will be my reviews on the characters and rankings. Second is the main focus, the 8 new courses. Then after will be what I think of Wave 5. Who knows? I might give it 10 tenths. I might give it 5 tenths. Watch this video to find out what I personally think and a review. Anyways, let's go to the first part of the video, being the 3 new characters, new to 8 Deluxe. Not actually new. Now the first character introduced to Wave 5 was unsurprisingly, Petey Piranha. Now ever since Double Dash Petey hasn't been playable in a mainline console game, so it's nice to see him back. He has the same weight as Metal Mario and Pink Gold Peach, but with .50 added invincibility. I bet this was done just because, come on. When you actually play as him, you feel how big his hitbox is. I still do enjoy playing with him cause as a cool character. I don't really have any complaints. He, in my opinion, was a hard character to decide where to go, so you know what? He gets all of the placements, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. The second character we surprisingly get is Wiggler. Wiggler is one of the last characters I expected to see, but I'm also glad he's making a return. He's the only character which becomes angry when he gets hit in all of Mario Kart. But my biggest question is why on earth is one of his anti-gravity tricks angry? Wiggler is supposed to be a nice friendly character until he gets hit or something. Has not the "I'm so cool you guys suck" L character. That would be more Bowser. Anyways, Wiggler also gets 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. And the last character is Kamek. Kamek has been scrapped in 64 and 8, and is finally playable in a console Mario Kart. I like how one of his tricks makes him invisible. Overall, all characters in W5 are good. In fact, I'd argue the best. So the character picks and how they work for Wave 5 is a 9 out of 10 for me. Now that we're done with the characters, let's go to the main focus, the courses. Starting with Athens Dash. Now Athens Dash is one of the more unique cities. Instead of focusing on the metropolitan area, it's actually the ancient areas of Athens Dash. First of all, you know that music is good when it's barely even changed from Tour's rendition. The only noticeable difference is the violin. Anyways, time to go to the actual track. This to me is a very good wave starter for Wave 5 and 6. It's complex, but not too complex, and gets you in the vibe. The first variant is Athens 1, where you go down this steep hill, have pots, go to the Theater of Dinosaurs, I have no idea how to spell it, and then a glider. I like the glider more than the cannon cause you're much more free. There's a better example of this later in the video. Then, after we take a left to Athens 3. In my opinion, it's kind of distracting because you expect to go to the finish line. But there's red arrows, and by the time you reach it, boom, Lakitu picks you. Anyways, this is basically Athens 1R, where you go over the Theater of Dinosaurs and go to this place. Here, then we go up these stairs, and the final lap is Athens 2, which is very unique. There's a glider, where you go to half pipes, which I never take, some pillars, and then a mountain with boulders. Also, I never realized this until now, but there's this very cool secret passage here. Anyways, then we go up those same stairs, and the track is done. In my opinion, this is an S-tier track. Fun fact. Every track besides the obvious one is an S-tier in this wave. Overall, a very good course to pump you up for what's coming. I still believe this is an S-tier track, but number 6 in the wave. This proves how good the wave is. Now the next track is Daisy Cruiser. Now I had high expectations for this, but after I played it, they didn't really meet them. Don't get me wrong, the track is still fun, but a bit short. So you start off with 2 pots, the left and right. After you go here, you have another 2 pots, the water, which is much faster, or if you want coins, the edge. Then, we take a U-turn on this metal thing, and go inside the cruise ship, and not on it. In here they are moving tables with customers on it, which I like a lot. It's such a goofy idea, which is why I love it. Sometimes these are a big challenge. Then we get 3 sharp 90-degree turns with a secret water path here with a moray and clampies. Then we exit it, take another U-turn, and that's a lap. So it didn't really fulfill my expectations. Not in a bad way though. Overall, if I had less hype for this track, it'd be higher. Anyways, this is probably number 7 on my list and still an S tier. Also, if you guys didn't know, I create a lot of track icons, like a lot. So seeing this track icon made me go, why literally? It genuinely looks so bad. When I travel back in the pinned comment, I'll post a link of me improving all Wave 5 track icons. But seriously, this track icon is so, wow. But you know what track did fulfill my expectations in a good way, and I was still hyped for it? The next track. Moonview Highway. Let's be honest, with every Wii track besides like I don't know Wii Luigi circuit, no one expected this track. This is what got me so hyped for Wave 5. The track was an amazing surprise and addition. Now don't let the layout disappoint you, cause the track is amazing. First of all, we have some turns, and have technically for shortcuts, one here, one where I tricked in this clip, another here, one right above there. Also, this track has the Bob-omb car, so it's automatically the best track ever. Anyways, then we enter the city, and oh my god, the music is banging. Listen to how good that sax is. The studio must have had an amazing time. Then we have speed ramps here, and fun fact, the speed ramps change every time besides in time trials. There's for possible configurations. Then we have some turns, and that's done. I'm pointing out so many positive things, so you'll be surprised to see this course at only number 5. Still an S tier as I mentioned, but the next track may or may not be so surprising. Squeaky Clean Sprint. Now at first when this track was datamant being Mob BR, I was not hyped at all. Especially if you just search bathroom, it looks so A. Then the actual course comes, and this blew my mind. We first start here, and go in the sink. And in the sink, there's 2 tricks after. Then we go into the bathtub, which has bath bombs and stuff. And then we go in a drain. To be honest, I don't really like how narrow the drain is. Reminds me of that xylophone part thingy in Neo Bowser City. Now after we exit, and guys, the fan is pushing you. This part is not slippery. So there's a half pipe then a glider. And that's the race, or is it, on lap 2 and 3. A geyser opens in the toilet which can take you to the upper path. So you'll go, oh that's it. Well it isn't. This looks like an ordinary glider, but you have so many pots. A trick off of this then this, and continue. B. Go next to the tricks for a speed ramp. And the coolest one. C. Go all the way to the right with some ramps then a mushroom. Now I'm sure you guys won't be surprised seeing this course at number 2. This is an S+ or SS course for me. So that was the Feather Cup. Now it had very good courses, such as Squeaky Clean Sprint. But in my opinion, the Cherry Cup is better by miles, even if it has the worst course in the wave, which I don't even mind. So let's start off the Cherry Cup with Los Angeles laps. This currently is easily the most unique city. You know how cities take inspiration from section courses cause each lap is different? Well, this course is literally the city courses of city courses, as in the only sectioned one. The first lap is L.A1 taking you through a beach with a half pipe which flungs you everywhere in 200cc. Then we have a straightaway, and take a right to Los Angeles 3 for lap 3. We have some turns here, and there then a glider over the Rogers Stadium. Now we have this part with a grassy cut here, a trick, turns, a random speed ramp in the middle of the road. Then we take a left to LA2 as the final lap. This is the most unique cause of how many cuts and pots it has. Not only that, but there's a very cool glider cut here taking you through rings. Then we exit the oil field and take a right to left turns and go to the finish. Overall, this and Amsterdam are 100% the most underrated cities. And the music in this course is banging. While I miss the boss, this theme still goes harder than the tour version. So this track to me is number 3 on the list and another S+ or SS tier. You know what is it though? That's right, Shy Guy Wilds. Oh wait, did I pronounce it correctly? Yeah, I totally did. Okay, that joke is old ale, just call it Sunset Wilds. Now this track originated in the Lightning Cup of Mario Kart Super Circuit. It had a very unique gimmick of the sun setting and setting until it's nighttime. So it was brought to Mario Kart Tour, where it didn't just set and set, but it just set. So then we get it in 8 Deluxe and the sunset is gone. Now I know you guys will go actually Mario Kart 8 Deluxe uses a baked lighting system, so they can't use dynamic skyboxes to those people. You do realize Nintendo could have just used a timer, so by blank time, it'll be night. Personally, I don't care though. This is another 2D track, however I like those just like Mario Circuit 3. They're fun to race on. So you take a left then a right, and there's 2 piles of mud, which does not look like mud. Then, we take a U-turn to these speed ramps in the mud, which doesn't look like mud. Take a right with the bopping Shy Guys, a left, to jumps, and that's it. Now I do understand why people hate this course, but personally speaking I really enjoy it. It's still at number 8 for me. But it's in a tier, the only a tier on this whole list. Surprising, right? Something which may or may not be surprising is Koopa Cape. Now as I said in a previous video, when it came to the Koopa Cape versus Maple Treeway debate, I've always been on the Koopa Cape side. And this is no exception. Now you can argue Wii's version is still better, but this one is still good. We start off with 2 dash ramps and go in this tunnel. Here they're Goombas and 2 ramps. Then there's a half pipe and another left to a ramp. In here there's a unique river music which wasn't in Mario Kart 7 or Mario Kart Tour. Personally, I like the lowered cliffs way better. So there's a path here under a blue shell. Wait, no, not that blue shell. Then a left, an outer and inner edge, then a speed ramp to the most famous part, underwater. Now this part is amazing. Amazing music, gameplay, and visuals. This is in anti-gravity, so there's spin boosters here. Personally, I like this half pipe here, because without it, it would feel very boring. Here, then a ramp, a turn, and done. This track is easily an amazing S tier. However, I placed it at number 4. This track and LA laps are extremely close, but I gave LA the edge because of how unique it is. But something which isn't that close, Vancouver Velocity. This track is the peak of Mario Kart City tracks, Vancouver Velocity. Where do I even start? First of all, there's the banging music. It goes so hard to listen to, especially this part, and then the actual course itself is amazing. Now I understand people hate this course's route, but the course itself is still amazing. Lap 1 is easily the best, Vancouver 1. You take a right to these jumps and another right on this narrow bridge. This'll give an exception to with narrow spaces since it's right at the beginning. Then there's a jump and an anti-gravity panel where you go 90 degrees on the suspension bridge, and there's an epic glider with a cut. The second lap is Vancouver 2 in reverse. We take a right, but on this intersection we actually take a left to this park. There's a trick and another trick and some turns. Then there's a cool off-road shortcut. Remember how in Athens I was talking about good examples of removing cannon gliders? Well, this is amazing. You can either go on the glider where you have free will, or go down and get some ramps. Then we go into the stadium and take a left, right, left. The final lap is Vancouver 3. We start off in a tunnel with some off-road here, then we go to this library, and the finale is basically the same as Vancouver to reverse. Overall, this course is peak. Easily an S+ tier, and it gains its number 1 spot of Wave 5, perhaps the whole booster course pass. Overall, this wave was very, and I mean very amazing. You could argue it's recency bias, but I really don't care. Sure, there's a few faults here and there, but I had fun with every track and everything in them. Even if some remove major aspects, some add major aspects, this wave is a solid 9/10. I'm not saying 10/10 otherwise it'll look like I'm exaggerating. Anyways, that was the whole video. Do you agree with my ranking, or do you not? Be sure to let me know. Anyways, if you guys wonder why this video may be short, it's because my last video was a whopping 17 minutes, which was very overwhelming, so I'm gonna shorten my videos to be around 6 to 10-ish. Anyways, that is actually the whole video. So goodbye, and go play Mario Kart.